In a small Georgia courthouse, a bailiff's shocking decision to forcibly shave a black veteran's hair sparked outrage, but when the veteran, Captain Latoya Bennett, stepped forward as the new judge, the room froze, and a moment of prejudice became a turning point for justice. Latoya Bennett was 42, a black woman with a distinguished military record, and a rising star in Georgia's judicial system. A former JAG officer in the Army, she'd served 2 tours in Afghanistan, earning a Bronze Star for her work in military tribunals. After 15 years in the service, she transitioned to civilian law, earning a judgeship in Clayton County's Superior Court in early 2025. Known for her sharp legal mind and commitment to fairness, Latoya was appointed to preside over a backlog of cases in Jonesboro, a town where racial tensions simmered beneath the surface. She kept her personal life private, driving a modest sedan and wearing her hair in neat braids, a nod to her military discipline. On May 10, 2025, Latoya arrived at the Clayton County Courthouse for her first day on the bench. She wasn't in her robes yet, as she'd come early to review case files in a holding area used by court staff. Dressed in a navy blazer and slacks, she blended in with the clerks and attorneys milling about. Her judicial appointment had been announced in local papers, but few in the courthouse had met her, and her nameplate wasn't yet on her chamber's door. Among those unaware was Bailiff Roy Tucker, 55, a 20-year veteran of the Sheriff's Department with a reputation for rigid control and a history of complaints about his treatment of black defendants. Tucker was stationed at the courthouse's security checkpoint that morning, overseeing screenings for visitors and defendants. One of the first to arrive was Marcus Tate, 34, a black Army veteran facing a minor traffic violation. Marcus, a mechanic and father of 2, had served in Iraq and kept his hair in short dreadlocks, a style he'd worn since leaving the military. He was dressed neatly, carrying only his court summons and ID. As Marcus passed through the metal detector, Tucker stopped him, claiming his dreadlocks violated the courthouse's grooming policy, a rule that didn't exist in the official code, but was one Tucker enforced selectively. Marcus protested politely. "My hair's clean and tied back," he said. "I've been to court before, never had an issue." Tucker, unmoved, pointed to a sign about appropriate attire and told Marcus he couldn't enter unless his hair was fixed. When Marcus asked for clarification, Tucker escalated, calling for another bailiff to bring clippers. "We'll handle it right here," Tucker said, his tone sharp. A small crowd of early arrivals, defendants, attorneys, and a janitor named Carla, watched as Tucker and another bailiff, Jim Hayes, restrained Marcus against his will. Hayes held Marcus's arms while Tucker ran clippers over his head, shaving off his dreadlocks in uneven patches. Marcus, stunned, didn't resist physically but repeated, "This ain't right. You can't do this." Latoya, working in the holding area nearby, heard the commotion. She stepped into the hallway, her ID badge clipped to her blazer, and saw Marcus pinned by 2 bailiffs, hair falling to the floor. Carla, the janitor, was filming on her phone, her hands shaking. "Stop this now," Latoya said, her voice cutting through the noise. Tucker turned, assuming she was just another bystander. "Mind your business, ma'am," he snapped. "This is courthouse protocol." Latoya's eyes narrowed. "I'm Captain Latoya Bennett, presiding judge of this court. Release him immediately." Tucker froze, the clippers still in his hand. Hayes stepped back, his face pale. The crowd gasped and Carla's video captured every second. Marcus was released, brushing hair from his shoulders. He looked at Latoya, his expression a mix of humiliation and gratitude. "Thank you, ma'am," he said quietly. Latoya nodded, then turned to Tucker. "You're relieved of duty. Wait in the sheriff's office." Tucker stammered, "I didn't know. I was just enforcing policy." Latoya cut him off. "There's no policy authorizing this. You'll answer for it later." She instructed Hayes to escort Marcus to a private room to collect himself, then asked Carla to send her the video. Carla, 50, a courthouse employee for a decade, nodded vigorously. "I got you, Judge," she said. Word of the incident spread fast. Carla's video, shared with courthouse staff, leaked to a local activist group by noon. They posted it on X with the hashtag #JonesboroJustice, and it went viral, amassing 500,000 views by evening. The clip showed Tucker's actions, Marcus's restraint, and Latoya's commanding intervention. Local news outlets picked it up, with headlines like, "Bailiff shaves veteran's hair, judge steps in." The Clayton County Sheriff's Department issued a statement calling the incident under review and suspending Tucker pending investigation. The public outcry was immediate, with calls for his termination flooding the sheriff's office. Latoya didn't let the incident derail her first day. She took the bench at 9 a.m., her robes concealing the weight of the morning's events. Marcus's case was on her docket, and she handled it with precision, dismissing the traffic violation due to lack of evidence. She spoke to him after the hearing, apologizing for his treatment. "This courthouse is for justice, not humiliation," she said. Marcus, still shaken, thanked her again. "I serve to protect rights, not lose, he said. Latoya encouraged him to file a formal complaint, which he did that afternoon. The Sheriff's Department investigation moved quickly under public pressure. Tucker's personnel file revealed 3 prior complaints about racial bias, all dismissed due to insufficient evidence. The video changed that. At a disciplinary hearing in June, Latoya testified, presenting Carla's footage and Marcus's statement. She also cited courthouse regulations, confirming no grooming policy justified Tucker's actions. The hearing board, including 2 community members, voted unanimously to terminate Tucker. His bailiff certification was revoked, and the district attorney considered assault charges, but settled on a public apology from Tucker, which he delivered reluctantly on local TV. Marcus, supported by Latoya's encouragement, filed a civil suit against the Sheriff's Department for emotional distress and violation of his rights. The case settled out of court for $50,000, with the department issuing a formal apology. Marcus used the funds to start a small veteran support group, which Latoya attended as a guest speaker. "You don't need a uniform to stand tall," she told the group, earning applause from the 20 veterans present. Latoya used her authority to push for change. She met with Sheriff Tom Wheeler, demanding stricter oversight of bailiffs and mandatory bias training. Wheeler, under scrutiny from the viral video, agreed, implementing a new training program by July 2025. Latoya also created a courthouse task force, including Carla and 2 clerks, to review security protocols and ensure they aligned with civil rights laws. The task force's first report, released in August, led to updated guidelines banning arbitrary appearance-based restrictions. The incident had a broader impact. The NAACP's Georgia chapter invited Latoya to speak at their annual conference, where she addressed systemic bias in court systems. "Justice starts at the door," she said, referencing Marcus's ordeal. "We can't uphold the law if we disrespect those seeking it." Her speech, shared online, inspired similar reforms in 2 neighboring counties. Marcus, meanwhile, became an advocate, speaking at local schools about his experience and the importance of standing up to injustice. Tucker faded from public view, reportedly taking a security job in another state. His actions became a case study in sheriff training programs, a cautionary tale about unchecked power. Latoya's reputation grew, earning her a profile in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution as a judge redefining justice. She remained focused, mentoring young attorneys and meeting with community leaders to rebuild trust in the courthouse. Carla, promoted to courthouse supervisor, kept in touch with Latoya, calling her the real deal. Marcus's life changed too. His support group grew to 50 members, and he started a podcast about veterans' rights, featuring Latoya in its first episode. He never regrew his dreadlocks, but wore his bald head with pride, a reminder of his resilience. Latoya's daughters, 16 and 18, framed a photo of her on the bench, hanging it in their Jonesboro home. Her husband, a firefighter, teased her about being famous, but Latoya brushed it off. "I just did my job," she said. By late 2025, Clayton County's courthouse had a new reputation, not for scandal, but for accountability. Latoya's first day, marked by a bailiff's prejudice, became a catalyst for change. Her calm authority, captured in Carla's video, inspired thousands, proving that justice could prevail when those in power stood firm against wrong. The story of Marcus, Tucker, and Latoya lived on, shared across Georgia and beyond, a testament to the strength of a Black veteran who took the bench and redefined what it meant to serve.